What is going on, everyone? This is Ninja Geek here, bringing you some more Call of Duty Ghost gameplay. So the first two games that we have here, I mean, there's only two games, but it's going to be a game on Prison Break, and then the next one is going to be a free fall game. So I hope you do enjoy these two while we discuss the 5 worst things within Call of Duty Ghosts. Now, I have decided to go along with the series and do a full series on all of the Call of Duty games. So we're going to be counting down all the way to Call of Duty 4. So, you know, subscribe for that. And if you missed my last episode about the 5 best things in Call of Duty Ghosts, the link will obviously be at the end of the video and in the description below. So let's get into number 5 being not so bad to number 1 being the worst thing, as we did before. So number 5 is that there's no reason to play the game. There's no reason at all to play or prestige within Call of Duty Ghosts, because when you prestiged in, let's say, you know, Black Ops or any other game, you'd get, maybe not, I don't know, maybe not all of them, but if you prestiged in Black Ops, you got the chance to get gold camo. And, you know, it just many people wanted the gold camo because it actually looked good, unlike this game. And there was a lot of other reasons, too, and a lot along with the other emblems and stuff. But there's just no reason to play in Prestige in this game. Yeah, Modern Warfare 3, you had the Prestige shop. There wasn't really a reason to Prestige in that game. But this game, there is nothing to Prestige for. There's nothing to even play for. I mean, it's not even like any of the other Call of Duties, even, you know, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 3, where you actually unlock the guns at certain levels. You now unlock guns at any level you want. You just need squad points. That's no fun. You know, I love the fact that you could get the Scar or whatever by getting to a certain level, or whatever gun you want, you go to a certain level and you actually rank up towards that. Even if you don't get it right away, you have something to play for, and that's what Call of Duty Ghosts is lacking. So moving on to number 4 is the idea of horrible maps. Oh my god, Call of Duty Ghosts may not have a lot of, I mean, you know, it has a decent amount of horrible maps, but the maps that are horrible are tremendously awful. Like, who thought of the idea of Stormfront? That map is garbage, along with, what is it, Siege, I think? It's just garbage. They're way too big of maps. The maps play very boring on 6v6. It is just so, it just boggles my mind how bad the maps are. And we're not going to get into detail on different maps, especially what's that one, Stonehaven. Oh my god, I've talked about that one so many times. That one is just disgustingly awful. So basically, horrible maps means horrible play style, and that's another reason why the game is boring for me. Number 3 kind of goes along with number 2, but I put it number 3 because there's something more annoying than the Overpowered Dog. So basically, some people may not believe this, but I certainly do. The assault streak of the puppy dog there at your 5-kill streak, I guess 4 with hardline, you could call in a dog that will attack you if you get close or whatever, and that's all fine. I don't mind there being a dog. That actually seemed cool at the beginning of the game, but in reality, it's way overpowered for being a 5 streak. In my opinion, it should at least be somewhere in the range of a 7. Make the Trinity Rocket a 5 streak, because that thing isn't nearly as good. And, you know, if you just switch those two around, I don't think it would really be a big problem. I mean, maybe it would. I'm not saying it would, but switch the Trinity Rocket and the dog, and I think it'll make a huge difference, because that dog has, like, so many good reflexes that you'll be crouch walking around a corner, and he'll run in the other direction and run towards you and kill you. Like, he doesn't guard specific players. He doesn't just say, oh yeah, let's, you know, stay around the player that I'm at, and if someone has to get close, I'll chomp on them. No, this dog runs, like, everywhere, and it just eats you. Like, and, you know, I'm not complaining about, like, the dogs from, like, Black Ops or Black Ops 2, because those dogs were actually, you know, harder to earn. You know, I mean, if you got dogs in Black Ops 1 or Black Ops 2, they were dogs. They would, you know, you earned those dogs. Here in Call of Duty Ghosts, that dog would, like, run across the map like they would, and it's only a 5 streak, so that thing, I think, is, in my opinion, is overpowered. But let's get into number 2, which is another overpowered thing called the IED. Now, you know, Infinity Ward obviously did nerf this, but in my eyes, they didn't nerf it. So basically, they nerfed the IED, so instead of having a circular radius, it would have like a more downward radius, so that like if you walk in front of it and jump over it, or if it's on the ceiling, duck under it, it wouldn't necessarily kill you. But here's my thing: if you're walking into a room and you hear the IED sound, is your first instinct going to be to drop to the floor? Maybe. But what if they have it on the floor? You're just going to die anyway. What if they have it on, the floor? So you're going to really think to jump up. The only way you would know is if you still had sit reps. So they didn't really do anything. They just made it seem like they did, just to trick you. So yeah. And here we're going to be switching over into some free fall, the second game. But they just do that to trick you. They didn't fix it at all. What needed to be happen to the IEDs is a damage nerf and maybe a second delay more on the explosion time. And that would have been perfectly fine. You didn't need to jump and duck over it. No. Just make it, a delay and make it not as powerful of the explosion. The only way you should be killing people with IEDs is if you have two of them in one area. You shouldn't kill people with one explosive. And the thing is, it automatically goes off. That thing is overpowered. But the next thing, number one of why Call of Duty Ghosts, or the reasons of Call of Duty Ghosts being the worst, is sadly the campers, and it's not fast-paced, obviously, so they go together. So, you have a bunch of campers, the game's not fast-paced, and the reason why the campers are there for various different reasons, they don't want to, I guess the game has, like, boring maps, like we've already mentioned, so, there's boring maps, big maps, horrible maps, people don't want to run around, people don't want to play the game right, and then they end up camping, which makes the game not fast-paced. See how it all links together. So that's number one. When there's not a fast-paced game, it's not a good Call of Duty, in my opinion, because who wants to sit in a corner, or either that or die to a person sitting in a corner? And, I've seen it. I go into it every single day that I play this game, any Call of Duty, actually. I mean, I'm not trying to single out this Call of Duty because there are lots of campers in the other Call of Duties, but how many campers do you see in Black Ops 2, for example, compared to Call of Duty Ghosts? Yeah, there's a difference there. You could obviously tell that. So those are my 5 worst things. If you have different opinions on what should be the worst things within Call of Duty Ghosts, leave a comment down below. I'm kind of interested to see what different things, because I didn't have trouble coming up with these, but I only came up with 4, so I decided to split up the IED and the dog one. But I do think that the dog and IED are overpowered. I'm not saying that they should be taken. Well, the IED I think should have been taken out of the game, but the dog, the dog could be fixed if they, fixed it right. And so that's all I basically have to say. The next episode will obviously be on Black Ops 2, which was the previous Call of Duty, which will be the best and then worst of that. So, I'll just continue on down to the series, and, we'll go from there till probably Call of Duty 4, because I never played any of the other Call of Duties and I don't have them, and I think there's multiplayer from Call of Duty 2. Call of Duty 1 didn't have multiplayer, but I mean, if anyone played those, it's probably a minimal amount of the people that actually play Call of Duty anymore. So Call of Duty 4 will be the limit. But I hope you did enjoy this gameplay. I'll see you on my next upload. I'm Ninja Geek. I'm out. Peace.